So what does Cambrian have to do tonight besides just scoring more buckets to get into this game against the Mountaineers, Kyler?
Well, they're going to have to play tough defense as well. This Mountaineers team is coming off a 75-63 win against Lambden, and they've just improved their record to 2-1. So they're looking to move 2 games above 500 tonight.
And obviously the head coach talked about their switching from the East to the West Division now, joining Mohawk, and a lot of tough teams here in this division. And we actually have an interview with Kevin Duffy coming up with John Tonin.
Thanks, Greg. I'm here with Mohawk Mountaineer coach Kevin Duffy. Coach, how did the preseason prepare you for the regular season?
Well, the preseason went well. We went 8-1, and the preseason is an opportunity to just see how your players can play, putting them in different positions, especially the rookies, because college basketball is a lot different than high school basketball. So, you know, we got a good idea of all of our players and you know what their strengths and weaknesses are. And as I said, you know, we like to play an up-tempo game, and we try to do that pretty much in all our preseason games. And it seems a good fit for our team. We have lots of depth, and we seem to be able to roll bodies and not lose anything. So whether it's offense or defense, we can keep the pressure up on our opponent.
So that'll be the strategy for tonight then?
Definitely. You know, I know Cambrians come in from a long car ride, 4 hours, and hopefully their legs are a little weary. And we'll want to push the ball and you know, press them and you know, kind of cut off their passing lanes, their scoring lanes, and then play good transition basketball both on offense and defense, and hopefully fatigue them a bit throughout the game.
Thanks, Coach. Back to Kyler and Greg.
Thanks, John. We're just about set to tip it off here. We're going to be coming back with the national anthem, and then we're going to get this game started.
They have the anthem, guys.
Please stand and move your back to the national anthem. Now, the starting lineups for tonight's game between Cambrian College and your Mohawk College Mountaineers. First, starter for Cambrian College. Number 8, Haley Walker. Number 13, Alexis Lewis. Number 14, Gail.
And we are getting underway here with these starting lineups.
Trish Haley. And number 23, Shannon McMahon.
And now the starting lineups for the Mountaineers. At forward, number 4, Caitlin Arbor. Portia Hewitt. Another guard, Steph Brymack. Number 22 at guard, Carissa Brown. And Natalie Fisher, number 23 at guard. here we are at the David Braley Athletic Recreation Center, about to tip off this game between Cambrian College and Mohawk. And tip-off goes to Cambrian. Cross-court pass to number 13, almost stolen by Mohawk. Kept in bounds by Cambrian. Driving hoop to the basket is off the mark. Rebounded by Mohawk. Steph Rymack holds the ball at the top of the key, and she passes it over to Brown. Brown back to Rymack for three, just off the mark. And Cambrian with the outlet pass, well defended by Brown. Off the mark there, and we have a foul call. Alexis Lewis throws it in, and that's a turnover. Brown on the fast break. She rolls in for the first basket of this game. And we have an over and back violation here. Turnover, Cambrian ball. Traveling call against Cambrian. And Brown out to the top of the key to Rymack. Swings the ball. Nice interior play by Mohawk. And a chance for a three-point play from Portia Hewitt. Portia Hewitt connects on the free throw to make the three-point play and a 5-point lead for Mohawk. Tough defense from Mohawk early on, causing problems for the Cambrian offense. And Steph Rymack ends up with the loose ball. Portia Hewitt down low to Brown, fakes the three and drives inside, nearly turns the ball over. And we have a traveling call.
And Brown with a solid drive after Steph Rymack tried to set something up for the Mountaineers here against Cambrian. And we see that pressure defense that we've seen previously in these Mountaineer games, and they just kind of apply pressure as part of their defensive strategy and force turnovers before any team's even able to get into their end.
That's right, Greg. And Portia Hewitt with a nice bucket down low. She's off to a fast start with 5 points. And the defensive pressure by Mohawk here, it really gears up their offense because they're able to create turnovers. Bucket down low by Cambrian, and they're able to score off those defensive turnovers.
That's right, and they are a faster team, so those turnovers too can force a lot of quick plays.
The Mohawk's
to the
good in
basket.
transition. We have 22 Trish Taylor misses the free throw. Now Brown with the ball. Natalie Fisher misfires on the three.
And Brown looked like she was going to take the shot there, and then saw Natalie on the outside. And Fisher couldn't quite put that one away.
And Brown picks up the foul down low with the aggressive going for the rebound.
A little bit of confusion here as Mohawk is making some substitutions. And we now have Karina Brown and Allison DiLorenzi on the court now.
And Lacey Walters as well has just checked in. Continuing with the defensive pressure here, Mohawk gets the ball.
Just talked about those turnovers, Kyler.
Cambrian able to hold on to the ball. Working down low now over the size of Walters. Tough time scoring. Walters with the rebound, and Rymack is pushing the ball. And Brown.
And the other half of the Brown sisters puts away a great layup, and Cambrian only being held to 1 point right now.
Not enough ball movement by Cambrian right now.
And DiLorenzi
fires up a contested shot there. And Mohawk will come away with the ball.
It's like Brown will take that. Great defensive effort by Mohawk so far.
Steph Rymack over to Karina Brown. Allison DiLorenzi back to Rymack. Brown looking for the cross-court pass.
And that long pass, and DiLorenzi is able to draw a foul.
I think we have a 3-second in the key call. And now Chantel Thomas checking in for the Golden Shield. Kaylee Watmore doing a lot of dribbling on that possession, not really getting anybody else involved in the offense. Another good pass from Rymack leads to another easy layup for the Mountaineers.
And the Mountaineers are loving those long passes right now. Those are 2 long passes that led to 2 great baskets.
You can see that the Golden Shield are really having trouble getting back on defense. And the Mountaineers are taking advantage of that. Kaylee Watmore dribbling, a lot of dribbling. Another desperation shot off the mark.
That's right.
Just grazed the rim.
Tight Mohawk defense. Karina Brown just takes that ball.
Just snatched it away. Mohawk really setting up the offense early on, passing it around the key. Rymack off on that shot, but a good look.
And they've had a good balance of long-range shots, and
they've gotten
some up close as well.
Open looks, as well as some looks around the basket. There's Alexis Lewis.
Almost stole that. Kayla Odorizzi keeping a hold of that ball.
We have some substitutions on the court here.
That's right, we've got Kayla Odorizzi heading off for the Shield.
Allison DiLorenzi brings the ball up court to Mohawk. Anna Borick back to Brown. DiLorenzi fires the shot. Off the mark, rebounded by the Golden Shield. Now they're looking to push the ball a little bit, get away from that Mohawk pressure. Get into their offensive zone early in the clock. And
traveling
turnover
call on Trish Taylor from Cambrian. And Bruce Cowton was talking about it at the beginning of the game in that interview with John Tonin, saying that really Cambrian, the Shield, they just really need to get more balls in that basket.
Well, that's been a struggle to even get a clean look at the basket so far with the aggressive defense from the Mountaineers.
And it really suits them. You look around at the Mountaineers team, and there's only a few girls that are really, really tall on the team, so they have to be very aggressive and, you know, apply that pressure to make up for with their athleticism and their speed, right?
Well, even though they don't have much size on this team, they do have some toughness with the Brown sisters and a lot of agility and speed.
And Steph Rymack, of course, named to the All-Star team for the OCAA. She is always a presence, and her size really doesn't matter, or lack thereof, I should say.
Well, the last home game that we were at, Steph Rymack was really all over the court, getting steals, rebounds over taller players.
Well, the rebounds were incredible by Steph Rymack in their home opener here against Redeemer.
early on in the first quarter. It is Mohawk 11, Cambrian 2. And now Brown with an open look, passes it up to the corner,
And you see
just
those
off the mark.
explosive passes trying to move that ball.
Even though they're not falling early, that's a good sign of things to come. As long as you continue to get open looks at the basket, you can't complain with that.
That's right, and they're just trying to find some breaches in the armor of the Golden Shield defense right now.
Now Natalie Fisher and Carissa Brown check back in.
And we have Chantel Thomas coming off and Chantel McMullen heading back in for the Golden Shield. As they'll start with possession here. Down 9 points this early in the first quarter. You really want to try to dig yourself out of the hole before halftime comes.
Good shot there.
And Trish Taylor made no mistake there, helping her team get on the board, closing that gap. And
just seeing that ball go through the bucket will be good for the confidence of the Cambrian players.
right, we see a lack of perimeter defense coming from the Golden Shield as Mohawk is able to just move that ball around the outside and set up whatever they want. And as you said, get those good looks on the net.
Carissa Brown answering right back. That shot off the mark for the Golden Shield. Ball back to Mohawk.
Alyssa DiLorenzi will take it for Mohawk.
Carissa Brown inside to Walters. Just off the mark, rebounded by Cambrian. Mohawk's been letting up a little bit the last few possessions, not applying the full court pressure. Perhaps feeling a little tired. Nonetheless, still playing good half-court defense. Now Brown with the outlet pass to Hewitt, just off the mark. She's got to take time and gather there before she goes up.
And Carissa Brown.
That's some of that nitty-gritty play that we were talking about.
That's right. We talked about the grit on this Mountaineers team, and they've got a nice balance of finesse, toughness, and grit right now.
And Brown helps her team maintain possession.
That's right. We've seen very few fouls so far as well, so both teams remaining fairly
Fisher
disciplined
with
on
the
defense.
three.
And Fisher with that great three, just digging a deeper hole for Cambrian.
Decent attempt there, but just off the mark. Rebounded by Mohawk. Throws the ball off the Cambrian player. It's a good strategy there. We have a replay of that three by Natalie Fisher.
We talked about that lack of perimeter defense by Cambrian, and we saw it there as Fisher just had tons of time to get proper positioning and control of the ball.
Mohawk's just been passing the ball around the key, getting open looks. They haven't hit too many so far, but they've hit enough to maintain a 17-4 lead.
And I mean, you get that many chances from the outside there, you don't really need a high field goal percentage to start converting, especially with a lack of perimeter defense.
Well, they are getting much better looks, the Mountaineers are, than Cambrian, that's for sure. Caitlin Arbor connects on the free throws. Mohawk back to the full court offense. Misfire on the layup there.
Carly Dugan almost had that. That one handed to her by the Mountaineers.
And a
She
traveling
wasn't able
call.
to convert on it.
Turns it back over to Cambrian. Mohawk on the fast break here.
And
Natalie
Fisher again.
Open look, passed up. Interior pass, turned over. Mohawk in transition once again. Arbor all alone, gets fouled. She will shoot a couple of free throws. Got a timeout coming up here.
That's right, Bruce Cowton stood up right away as soon as that free throw was called and calling a timeout right now. What do you think he's explaining to the Shield right now?
I think he's telling them to score more buckets.
And it's a simple strategy, but it can be incredibly effective as we see a lack of offense being able to be generated by the Cambrian Golden Shield right now.
Well, the Golden Shield are just going to have to pass the ball around the court a little bit better to beat that defensive pressure from the Mountaineers.
And they do have the size advantage going up against Mohawk, and that is something that you can exploit as Cambrian right now.
They've just got to get the ball into the low post, which they've had trouble doing so far.
I agree. I think down low is going to be a key to success for them, and it's early in the first quarter, and they may have a chance to pull themselves out of this hole. And this, of course, being the first of 2 back-to-back away games here at the D-Bark against Mohawk. So this won't be the first meeting for the teams.
These teams are going to get to know each other very well by the end of this weekend.
I think so as well, Kyler. And we have a fairly good turnout tonight here at the D-Bark for the women's game. A lot of people up in the gym working out, watching the game as well.
And don't forget, the Mountaineers men's team will be facing against Cambrian at 8 o'clock tonight, so stay tuned for that.
Another first of a doubleheader back-to-back here at the D-Bark.
And now Caitlin Arbor with the first free throw connects once again.
Bruce Cowton talking to Kayla Odorizzi right now, making sure they don't lose their confidence and maintain focus in this game. And Arbor puts another free throw away, and Mountaineers are just killing the free throws tonight, Kyler.
They're shooting a high percentage right now, and that's helping them. Let's see what Cambrian can come up with out of that timeout, and it will be a turnover.
And Fisher will take it up with Steph Rymek.
And the Mountaineers, looks like we have a travel call. Good defense there by Steph Rymak. Tips the ball out of bounds, making it really tough for Cambrian to even inbound the ball.
I know you talk about that aggressive defense again, and Steph Rymek really kind of embodies that for the Mountaineers.
Tough pass there, and nearly stolen by Natalie Fisher.
And
just
a long
kicked out of
pass,
bounds.
somewhat of a recovery by Cambrian, but they just weren't able to connect on the second pass down low under the basket.
Turnover, Mohawk ball. Caitlin Arbor in transition with a nice crossover, goes up for a layup, and she scores.
And Caitlin Arbor really taking her time with that. You know, you're feeling the pressure. You know you're in pursuit, and just staying calm, getting control, and putting that away for your team.
Not a bad crossover move either. Watmore with the three, misfires. Walters the rebound. Natalie Fisher looks to push the ball. Carissa Brown now goes up strong, just off the mark, but rebounded by Mohawk. Back to Brown. Natalie Fisher resets at the top of the key. Caitlin Arbor loses the ball, and now Cambrian pushes up the other way.
And Brown lost her footing on that attempted layup.
Nice floater from Watmore there.
And another thing is Cambrian is getting very few rebounds. And that marks the end of the first quarter here at the D-Bark, with Mohawk
leading,
taking a resounding lead. And as I was saying before, Cambrian isn't getting rebounds either. They've already been 6 turnovers in the game that Mohawk has been able to force from the Golden Shield. And we're seeing very few rebounds. We talked about Cambrian having the size advantage over Mohawk, and that size advantage equals more rebound chances, and they're just not taking them.
Well, everything has been a struggle so far for Cambrian. They do have the size advantage, but that's all they've got so far. They don't have the shooting advantage, they don't have the passing advantage, they don't have the defensive advantage. So it's going to be a little tough for them right now, but they need to just keep making crisp passes and try to get open looks.
And capitalizing on chances that you have is another big thing. And they haven't really been able to capitalize on almost half a dozen chances that we've seen so far. They just haven't been able to put it away to pull themselves out of this.
Well, the Mountaineers have had a couple miscues too, missing open shots and a couple of layups down under the basket, but it hasn't hurt them so far because Cambrian hasn't been able to take advantage of any of their open looks when they've even got them.
And this timeout almost over.
And we have Caitlin Arbor now with some nice rebounding. Ball movement by Mohawk.
And we see those explosive passes here and how everyone is getting in on the plays here.
Portia Hewitt with a nice inside cut, resulting in a layup. Second quarter underway here between Cambrian and Mohawk. Long shot, air ball, rebounded by Steph Rymack. She pushes the ball up court. Good pass down to Walters, who draws the foul. And that was really a great pass by Steph Rymack.
She's a very well-rounded game, and it's easy to see why she was named to the OCAA All-Star team. Lacey Walters at the free throw line right now, and just talked about Mohawk's high percentage on the free throw tonight. And we see it there again.
They haven't missed yet. And there it is, I just jinxed them.
Way to jinx it, Kyler.
That's okay, they got the rebound. Looking to score two, better than one any day. And Carissa Brown misfires the three. Walters battling for the rebound. And Mohawk will maintain possession. I really did him a favor there. Three-pointer off the mark there. The Golden Shield push the ball up court now. That pass intercepted by Watmore.
Great interception by Watmore. We talked about more of a defensive effort from Cambrian, and that is right there is exactly what you're looking for.
Watmore working hard for everything that's coming now.
You can see that Callie Watmore is fired up for Cambrian.
Rymack just off the mark. Rebound still up for grabs. Kayla Odorizzi came away with it, and she's taking it up court. Karina Brown looking to steal that ball right now, playing some aggressive defense. Coach Duffy telling his players to play aggressive defense.
That's right, he knows their
Portia
strength.
Hewitt all alone. And Karina Brown just mishandled the ball.
Looks like she lost her footing there before trying to make the pass, Kyler. Forcing a turnover.
And really no ball movement right now from the Cambrian team. There's a lot of standing around and watching the player with the ball.
And you can see that tight coverage from Mohawk, and that's why Cambrian is struggling to move that ball. And we have Carissa Brown coming onto the court for Karina Brown.
As well as Caitlin Arbor checking in for Walters.
Walters had 4 great points there on those 2 free throws.
smooth shot there from Chantel McCann. Now Steph Rymack open at the top of the key, continues to pass the ball inside, out, cross court. Three is just off the mark. And now Mohawk in transition, Carissa Brown, layup off the mark. 2-on-0, Steph Rymack scores.
A little bit of confusion for Mohawk under the net there, but you see Brown and Rymack having a laugh about her now after the fact. Looks like we got another timeout being called.
That's right, Greg. And you know who's not laughing? That's Bruce Cowton, coach of the Cambrian Golden Shield. His team is down right now, 28-8.
And we talked about those mistakes that Mohawk is making. And I'm sure that right now Cowton is saying, you know, they're not impervious. These mistakes that they've had and they're still winning, we can capitalize on them. And you talked about all the advantages that Mohawk has over them, but size isn't one of them. And I think that Cowton is telling his team right now, pardon me, to get in there and start digging.
He looks like he's delivering an impassioned speech right now, trying to rally his players.
Timeout over. Cambrian heading back to the court, and we'll see who hits the court for Mohawk.
Tough defense from Mohawk here. Errant pass falls into Steph Rymack's hands, who turns it back over to Watmore.
And I think Steph Rymack caught a piece of that pass, and we got a traveling call on Chantel Thomas from Cambrian.
Kaylee Watmore really put her teammate in a tough position there with the high pass.
Joining Cambrian, just struggling to get the ball out of their own end.
Steph Rymack down low. Carissa Brown for a three off the mark. And who else but Rymack down low for the rebound. She misfires, and Cambrian comes away with it.
A turnover from Allison DiLorenzi. And Alexis Lewis will take it. Pardon me, she's heading off the court right now for Kayla Odorizzi, who will be taking it for Cambrian.
Good cut by Steph Rymack. She will earn a trip to the free throw line.
That's right, you see that incredible ball movement by Mohawk, and they're just not challenged at all along the outside. And they're able to take their time and set up whatever they need.
They're just passing the ball from perimeter to perimeter.
And they're getting those long passes in too, across the court. Steph Rymack making her first free throw. And the Mountaineers taking 30-8 right now.
They continue to convert on the free throws.
That's right.
Good defense by Carissa Brown there. Excellent play.
One free throw tonight, and Carissa Brown made no mistake there, getting right in the path of that pass.
Just barely committed an over in the back violation there, and ball will go back to Cambrian.
And we have Victoria Bishop hitting the court for Cambrian.
Ball goes down low. And we have a foul call. 2 free throws coming up.
And Chantel McMohan will take them for the Golden Shield. And it looks like we have Lacey Walters getting ready to head on for the Mountaineers after these free throws.
And it's all smiles right now for this Mountaineers team.
That's right. I mean, you have a 20-point advantage. You'd think that you'd be happy too, Kyler.
Absolutely, Greg. Now Chris Brown turns the ball over.
And we're seeing a little more defense from Cambrian now.
Fighting back a little bit here.
And Mohawk is just getting in every passing lane. I'm pretty sure they got a piece of every single pass there until Steph Rymack was able to knock that one out of bounds.
Tip balls are indicative of a lot of hustle out there on the court. And there's another one, and it results in a steal this time.
And Mohawk is just on top of these passing lanes. That makes 4 passes in a row where a Mohawk player was able to make contact with the ball.
Allison DiLorenzi brings it up court, passes to Steph Rymack. Back to DiLorenzi with a deep 3. Dial it up from downtown.
That aggressive defense again and again. That application of pressure.
Watmore cuts for the ball, dribbles it off her foot, nearly turns it over. And tough play there for Cambrian. The ball will go back to the Mountaineers.
A little bit of confusion between Callie Watmore.
DiLorenzi, she hit one just a minute ago. Over to Carissa Brown for 3. Rymack with the rebound.
And the Mountaineers are firing on all pistons now.
And when you're playing really well on offense, that really charges you up on defense. You're able to play even better on defense. And we see that right there with the Mountaineers causing a turnover.
That's right, and a combination of that and keeping fresh legs on the court with substitutions, with Mohawk having that great deep bench.
They've been able to use that depth to their advantage so far today, shifting players in and out of the lineup, getting them a rest, getting them back on the court.
That's right, defensively and offensively.
Anna Borick now checks in.
3 seconds.
We have a 3-second in the key call on Walters. That's her second of the game. She's going to need to move around a little bit and not camp so much under the basket.
That's right, get a little more movement in there, but I mean, when you got those passes on the outside all the time.
Crowd getting into it a little bit now, urging on the Mountaineers defense. And a nice step move. Anna Borick.
Anna Borick.
Little Euro 2-step move to the basket there. Is able to sidestep the defender and convert. Nearly turned over there. Now wide open under the basket. Cambrian draws a foul.
And Steph Rymack and Lacey Walters getting in the path of that attempted layup there. Alexis Lewis draining that last free throw. Scoring Cambrian's first point in 10 minutes.
Walters battling for the ball. Draws a foul, and she will shoot 2 free throws.
And there were very few fouls at the beginning of the first quarter, and now we're seeing lots of fouls by both teams.
Still more fouls by Cambrian. Mohawk has got to the line a lot, and they've capitalized so far.
That's right, only missing 1 free throw on the night. They've had an impressive percentage so far.
And this is something that'll happen all night long. Every time you say they're shooting well from the free throw line, they will miss the next one.
I'm just going to shut up next time. Anyone is at the free throw line.
Anna Boric just off the mark. Rebounded though, and that is Karina Brown with the rebound and putback.
Karina Brown has missed right place, right time all night tonight with us intercepting that pass, and she's having a great night on the board.
Yeah, it's been either Karina Brown or Carissa Brown. They haven't been in the game together much so far, as we got the bucket down low there. But either one of them has been playing very aggressive and scoring a lot of points, getting a lot of rebounds.
And Brown almost getting another hand on that. And Coach Bruce Cowden of the Cambrian Golden Shield is not happy with the officiating right now.
Long three-pointer from Karina Brown is just off the mark. And Steph Yermak, probably the smallest player on the court, comes away with the rebound there.
I'm not sure if she is the smallest. I think Anna Boric may be maybe half an inch or a full inch shorter than her. Boric had a great few minutes.
Yeah, Boric just checked out.
You can see a lot of talent on this team despite their lack of size, and they've been incredibly effective.
Natalie Fisher for three. She hit one from there earlier. Follows her rebound, follows her shot and gets the rebound. Now we have Karina Brown with a three-point look. Bring it up.
Caitlin Arbor and Lacey Walters had a little collision under the net and then a laugh.
Another turnover here and a steal from Karina Brown. She finds Natalie Fisher, who puts another bucket in.
And Karina Brown with the steals tonight. She is taking this game from the Cambrian.
Mountaineers really starting to run away with this game, 47-11, with 90 seconds left in the first half.
And we see the stamina from that depth on the bench, and it is just dismantling Cambrian minus that great three.
And that's Carly Dugan breaking the drought. And really at this point, Greg, you want to think about maybe resting some of your players. You've got a sizable lead here. You are playing again tomorrow afternoon. Maybe get everybody on the bench some playing time, get them feeling good and ready for the next game.
That's right. You know, this is the first of two meetings between these two teams. And having a rested team with a lot of stamina would be great to go into tomorrow's back-to-back game against these guys, too.
Really the worst thing that could happen for the Mountaineers at this point is to come away with an injury or something like that. So you just want to make sure everyone has fresh legs on the court and everybody gets some playing time.
And there's nothing more effective than a full, healthy roster.
That's has been on display so far tonight. Turnover there as the shot clock was running down. Steph Rymack passes to Karina Brown. And they set up the offense here. Passing it around the perimeter. Skip pass to Brown, picks it up off the ground and fires a three. No good, but Walters is there for a tip back to Fisher. Karina Brown with a cut to the basket. She falls hard.
And Karina Brown taking a tough hit there from, from Chantel McMullen.
But you know what? She's a tough player. She bounced right up, walked to the free throw line.
That's right, and those kind of fouls happen when things are getting a little crazy under the basket.
Brown with the swish. And Walters with the rebound. Off the mark. Cambrian has the ball. 15 seconds left in the half. Looking to come away with the hoop before halftime. Down to 5 seconds left. Blocked by Karina Brown, and then Rymack. A couple of key blocks at the end of the half there, not allowing Cambrian to come away with a shot attempt. And the score at halftime is the Mountaineers 49, the Golden Shield 14.
That's right, and a really tough half of basketball for the Golden Shield.
And
we have an interview coming up. John Tonin has Portia Hewitt from the Mohawk Mountaineers down here courtside. And Portia has had a great game so far for the Mountaineers. I think all the Mountaineers have had a great game so far with this 48-14 lead.
That's right, Greg. She's been good in transition, getting lots of rebounds.
Thanks, Greg. I'm here with Portia Hewitt. Portia, you guys built a strong lead up. Tough defense. How are you going to maintain that in the second half?
We're going to continue to play tough defense and even improve it because it was kind of weak in the first half.
They played a zone on you. How do you defend, or how do you break a zone to get baskets?
We just learned a new play called El Domo last night, and that seemed to be working really well. And the key to breaking a zone offense is moving the ball.
Thank you very much. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to Kyler and Greg.
Well, thanks very much, John. That was a great interview. You talked about that zone defense, and Mohawk has been really dismantling them so far tonight.
That's right. Cambrian hasn't been able to get anything going so far. It's been a struggle to score. Just getting the ball up past half court has been a difficulty as well. Mohawk really applying the pressure, scoring a lot of baskets. They're almost on pace to score 100 points tonight. That would be a great feat for this team.
That's right, and the Mountaineer women's team, they've had a great season so far, and they had a great preseason. We talked about the depth of scoring on their bench and having all those players rested for the second of a double-header against this same team here at the D-Bark.
That's right. They're going to be seeing a lot of each other. Mohawk looking to improve to 3-1 after tonight and maybe pick up another win tomorrow afternoon to move to 4-1 on the season.
That's right, and we will be back with your second half of basketball of the Mohawk Women's Mountaineers and the Cambrian Golden Shield with this incredible deficit that Cambrian has to pull themselves out of, with 48 being down 48-14. Right, and the question is, how will Cambrian approach this quarter?
Well, they got a good look on the basket there, just did not convert. Now Mohawk is in transition. A bit of a risky pass by Carissa Brown there.
Well, they're able to take risks when you have a 46-point lead, pardon me, 36-point lead. I cannot do math.
This would be a good time for Mohawk just to stay focused, not get away from their game plan, just continue to work on their offensive strategies, even though they have the big lead right now.
And we see some spirited defense from Trish Taylor here. And this Cambrian defense has shown glimpses of their ability to stop Mohawk.
Portia Hewitt hits the back rim there, and Steph Rymack again battles for the rebound and steals it away from Cambrian. Natalie Fisher finds Rymack, cross-court pass. We've seen a number of cross-court passes, and there's another one to Natalie Fisher. Off the mark, rebounded by Brown. Brown misses there. But another quality look at the basket for the Mountaineers.
And so many chances by the Mountaineers there to convert.
Open down low.
And Brown actually got a piece of that pass, believe it or not.
Chris Brown holds the ball, finds Portia Hewitt. Natalie Fisher open. Karina Brown. Misfires there, but good intentions nonetheless with the wide open three.
That's right, and we also talked about Cambrian's rebound game, which is basically non-existent. And we see how effective good rebounds can be, as Mohawk had multiple chances to score a basket there.
Well, Mohawk Mountaineers team out-rebounded Cambrian 34-16 in the first half.
And that is an incredible gap between the two, and we see Mohawk just collapsing on the bottom of the basket there, getting on those rebounds.
Steph Rymack, Chris Brown, she doesn't want to shoot from there. Rymack, back rim again. Now Cambrian in a semi-transition. Wide open look, passed up. Probably have to take that shot.
Yeah, there's a time and place for that, and you can see the disappointment on Callie Watmore's face after she nailed that pass, and Trish Taylor didn't take the chance when she got it.
And Steph Rymack, who just picked up the foul, will check out of the game momentarily.
And Anna Borick, we talked about Steph Rymack's size, and I think Anna Borick is a little smaller than Steph. And a great shot from Trish Taylor there, making up for her mistake in the previous play.
Karina Brown now in the game. And we have a foul, and Caitlin Arbor will head to the free throw line.
And this incredible percentage that Mohawk has tonight on the free throws, except every time we talk about them, they miss one, so I'm just going to talk about something else.
So,
see, works every time, Kyler.
Swish on the free throw there.
That's right. No, we can't talk about it. We're interfering. I think it's true, Kyler. I think we have a...
We should just not talk whenever Mohawk is about to shoot the ball. A rebound there for Allison DiLorenzi. She pushes the ball up court.
DiLorenzi intense on defense. And Cambrian defense tightening up.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, it looks like Cambrian defense has shored up that zone coverage. Mohawk couldn't really get anything going or anything down in deep.
Shot clock winding down. Solid defense there from the Mountaineers.
Running that shot clock right down to 0. We're seeing a very different quarter now from both teams. Mohawk having more trouble getting inside on Cambrian, and Cambrian getting a little more chances, not quite able to capitalize yet. And they got to step that rebound game up if they want to have a chance to recover in this game.
Lacey Walters misses down low, rebounded by the Mountaineers. Anna Borick from the outside, off the mark, rebounded, blocked.
Caitlin Arbor just got nothing but hand on that last attempt.
Huge block by Trish Taylor on the play. Mohawk maintains possession, and now Karina Brown banks in the three-pointer.
Very lucky shot, and she is happy about that. You saw the smile on her face.
The bank is open late tonight in Hamilton.
I'm pretty sure
The Mountaineers head the other way. Wide open look here, passed up. And Anna Borick fires from mid-range, no good. Karina Brown battles for the loose ball, and it will stay with the Golden Shield.
And that's exactly what they want to hear as they get some fresh bodies out on the court here. Chantel Thomas and Alexis Lewis.
Kayla Odorizzi sets up the offense now. Wide open look from Chantel McMahon, and that is good.
And McMullen there with a great three. And the Golden Shield visibly tightening up their defense here.
It's been a low-scoring quarter so far.
Yeah, a little bit of luck and a lot of defense. It's working in the favor of Cambrian. And just going for it.
Quick three-pointer there.
Kayla Odorizzi.
Feeling she needs to make something happen, fires a three right away. Karina Brown pulls right by her defender and pulls up for a short jumper.
And Karina Brown always having an answer back for any team.
Odorizzi sets up the offense once again.
And she draws a foul there. Odorizzi heads to the free throw line. We see a lot of fresh legs coming on the court for the Mountaineers.
And we've seen this substitution pattern all night for Kevin Duffy's team. He'll take out one of the Brown sisters and put the other one in.
Good chance there, and Carissa Brown almost got a hold of that ball.
And Chantel McMullen at the free throw line. She's been perfect so far at the stripe.
That's right, and 2 threes under her belt as well on the night. As the Mountaineers move into position.
Steph Rymack brings the ball up court for the Mountaineers. Carissa Brown swings it across the court. Anna Borick to Carissa. Brown's pass is tipped. Natalie Fisher comes up with it. Anna Borick has it, passes to Rymack. Shot clock winding down now. Anna Borick has to fire, and she hits.
And both the little ladies on the court right now making something happen for the Mountaineers. And you can see very similar play styles in both of them, very gritty players.
Open look misfired there. Rebounded by Steph. No, that's Anna Borick with the rebound.
And a stoppage in play here. And a very, very different quarter we're seeing from both teams. And we have Caitlin Arbor at the free throw line for the Mountaineers.
Looking to extend it to a 40-point lead here.
I think the Mountaineers may be wondering what's happening or what has happened with this Cambrian team with their defensive effort so far and getting a lot more good looks on the basket here.
Bork tips the ball out of bounds there.
Almost out of position. And we got a traveling call, unfortunately, on Chantel McMullen.
Just a tenacious defense from the Mountaineers there.
That's right, there's so much pressure being applied. It's really hard to move a ball on them.
Now Cambrian in his own defense here, but the Mountaineers have been able to pass the ball around effectively all night to get open looks.
And it looks like Mountaineer offense is starting to fizzle a little.
Just
as I say that,
Greg,
Caitlin Harbour just drains one.
Well, this was a team that was on pace for roughly 100 points after halftime, so the scoring pace has fallen off a little bit here in the third quarter.
I think she heard me. She gave me an evil look as she drained that.
Yeah, I saw that. Inspiring the team.
That's right.
Good
Some
job.
tough love.
Anna Bork with the open jumper. No good. Mountaineers battle for the rebound down low. And we have a foul call against Mohawk. And Carly Dugan checks in here for Cambrian as she brings the ball up court. Carissa Brown playing defense on Dugan. And that is Trish Taylor drawing a foul. She just checked into the game. She'll head to the free throw line for a pair.
And these free throws are vitally important to the Golden Shield.
I think they're vitally important to their confidence and overall team morale.
Taylor misses the first.
More than the actual score.
That's right, and that official, of course, participating in Movember.
Yes,
I feel like
strong stash.
Every month is
from the
Movember
Zebra.
for him.
Caitlin Arbor with a tough shot, just rims out. Now we have Victoria Bishop bringing the ball up the court. Walkmore struggling to find a teammate. Bishop passes it in low.
And Bork knocking that out of bounds.
And looks like they will give it to the Mountaineers.
Oh, interesting.
It's a lucky break there.
I thought that was out on Bork there, Kyler.
Well, I think so too, Greg. But when you play tough defense for 3 quarters, sometimes you get the benefit of the doubt.
That's right, and calls going your way is a huge aspect of their game as well, given the discipline of the Mountaineers team.
Chris Brown with a good look just off the mark. Natalie Fisher is able to get in down low for a rebound, and she will shoot 2 free throws.
And those rebounds becoming a substantial part of Mohawk's offensive game. And we have Trish Taylor heading off for Callie Watmore, who's had a fantastic game so far for the Golden Shield.
All things considered, she's done most of the scoring for her team.
That's right, you can tell she's a playmaker, very fast, and she's got that grit to her game as well, and it's been very effective individually for her tonight.
Some missed free throws, but the Mountaineers maintain possession.
Caitlin Arrow there.
Mountaineers just
foul.
Drawing the clock down a little bit here.
I was sure they were going to call a foul on the Golden Shield there on Caitlin Arbor. She received quite a hefty push.
Watmore bringing the ball up court.
And the Browns are just, their forte is intercepting passes tonight, clearly.
Or just causing chaos in the passing lanes.
Carissa Brown gets some of that with the side of her foot. A little creative defense there.
Watmore having a tough time maintaining her dribble against Brown. Bishop misfires on the baby hook shot, but Cambrian maintains the ball. Three-pointer no good. Anna Boric has it now. Two diminutive guards in the game for Mohawk. The last second shot just off the mark for Steph Rymack.
That's right, and heading into the fourth quarter now. I'm sure Cambrian is feeling the pressure. 63 to 22.
Perhaps feeling the pressure from their coach a little bit, who was getting into them, telling them to play harder defense earlier in the first half.
That's right. We have seen a difference. Mohawk is still dominating offensively, but we've definitely seen a decline in scoring since Cambrian shored up their defense in their own end.
Well, Mohawk only scored 15 points in that third quarter compared to 25 and 23 in the first and second quarters, respectively.
We're the ones pushing it up the wing, so you're pushing up the wing. Push it up nice.
Guys are tired out there. It's a bit of a long shift, but let's not get into bad habits on our defense, okay? Let's continue to move our feet. Let's not reach. We got to call the screen. Everybody's got to box out, and let's get the ball up there, okay? Let's get the ball up there, all right? And then, like we said on our offense, it's in and out.
And here we have a look at a big block from the Cambrian player. And a long distance three off the backboard from Brown.
And we can see how effective Mohawk is being offensively. And a great three there by Chantel McMullen, who's been having a great game for Cambrian. We talked about her, and Callie Watmore, who's also been performing well. And a great shot by Caitlin Arbor there right off of the outbound pass.
Well, one of the keys to the better quarter there from the Golden Shield was they only committed 4 turnovers in the third compared to 25 total in the first half. So they maintained control of the ball a little better and got some more looks at the basket.
That's right, we see Cambrian starting with possession here, as Alexis Lewis is going to take it.
Lacey Walters comes up with the steal.
That's right, Walters towering over her opponents. I think it's a great formula, having all that speed around Walters, and it's a very effective tool set that they have at their disposal.
It's a good balance of size and speed they have out on the court for the Mountaineers right now. Shot clock winding down here. Brown will have to fire it up. And we have a 24-second violation.
And Brown hits that air biscuit with a shot clock violation. And air biscuits are not very filling, Kyler.
No, they're not, Greg. So the challenge right now for the Mountaineers, as I see it, is to maintain that aggression and that focus that they had in the first 2 quarters. Even though they have a sizable lead right now, you don't want to play sloppy basketball.
That's right, you want to keep up that intense level of play that got you to where you are.
And really just maintain momentum going forward into the game tomorrow afternoon.
Steph Rymack, a great effort down on the floor there. In vain, unfortunately, as Cambrian takes possession.
She only has one mode, one style of play, though.
Which is in your face.
Absolutely. Cross pass to Watmore, to Bishop. Interior Walters keeps her hands, and she brings her hands down a little bit there, and that's why they called the foul on Walters.
Yep. And
when you've got a huge size advantage like that, as Walters does, you need to keep your hands straight up in the air and make it difficult for your opponent to shoot over you.
That's right, and bringing some size into this team just adds to their ability to compete. We see Alexis Lewis here missing her first free throw. And just barely misses her second. You know, Cambrian's struggling to get points on the board. You really need those free throws.
Brown gets through the hoop with a nice move just off the mark. Leaves it for Walters, though, and she finishes it off.
Walters just unchallenged on those rebounds. And Brown. Oh, great interception on that pass there by Victoria Bishop. Couldn't quite get control of it, but she was able to deflect it down the court.
Mountaineers will have the ball under the basket here. Long distance shot off the mark, battle for the rebound. Possession arrow keeps it with Mohawk.
And we have some substitutions of some very tired Cambrian players come off the court now. And we see Kelly Walmore, who's had a great game tonight for Cambrian.
Unfortunately, looks like it will come in a losing effort.
And almost another shot clock violation, and Larissa Rivard puts that one away for Cambrian.
Down low, Brown scores a tough basket.
And Larissa Rivard looking to drain another one.
Blocked by Walters down low.
And we see that tight defense and two near shot clock violations against Cambrian.
And then a frustration foul really after the missed field goal attempt.
That's right, we're seeing some little bit of tension building between Walters, who's been playing well, and a bunch of the Cambrian players as she was heading off the court. They had a lot to say to her.
Mohawk up 67-24, 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And Mohawk will take possession near half court. Brown taking it, that is Karina. And it's interesting, you would think that the two sisters would have chemistry, and Duffy would have them both on the court at the same time, but he's been effectively managing the Brown sisters tonight.
That's right, last time we saw them play a home game here, they played quite a bit together, but that's not the case tonight.
So it looks like splitting them up gives them a really competitive edge because they have similar play styles.
Outlet pass here, broken up by Brown.
And she is just on top of everything.
And misfires on the pass.
That pass to Fisher was just a little too far ahead.
Well, what happened there, Natalie Fisher's momentum was carrying her one way, the pass went the other, and she was just unable to get to it.
Now we have Alexis Lewis taking it for Cambrian here. And Brown again.
Three-pointer just off the mark.
And what a battle down low. And Boric taking that one home for Mohawk.
And just a careless turnover there as Cambrian player stepped on the sideline.
Emily Wright Dupuis just half a foot over the outline.
Natalie Fisher works with the ball at the top of the key. Steph Rymack takes his hard spill away from the ball.
And a foul on Portia Hewitt as she heads to the free throw line, or pardon me, the charity stripe, I believe you referred to it as, Kyler.
Yep, these should be free points.
And we continue to jinx anyone at the free throw line tonight.
Luckily, Mohawk is up 69-24.
Cambrian is looking a little taxed right now against this Mohawk defense.
It really takes a lot out of you when you've been playing against this pressure defense all game long. And Mohawk's been coming at them in waves. Their players have got a lot of rest. Cambrian players have played a smaller rotation, and they're a little bit tired. And down low, Steph Rymack scores, attempts a three-point play coming up.
And Steph Rymack, who's had an incredible night for the Mountaineers, hits the free throw line right now.
She hit the floor hard on that last possession. She's got a game coming up tomorrow afternoon. You want to be fresh.
That's right, we talked about maintaining your energy and your stamina, especially on a two-game back-to-back stretch. And both these teams will have to get a lot of rest tonight. They want to compete tomorrow at 2 p.m. here at the D-Bark.
Well, Mountaineers coach Kevin Duffy takes Rymack out of the game, knowing that she probably will only play one way, and that's real hard. So she's going to get a rest probably for the rest of the night.
That's right. She's played well over 20 minutes in this game tonight. Second highest on the court, I believe.
And there's a nice interception from Carissa Brown as Mohawk heads up the other way. Carissa Brown with a nice drive to the basket. She takes a hard fall, gets right back up.
And it looks like Larissa Rivard took a knee as Brown came in. And it may have been knee to knee or on her thigh, I'm not sure. She gets up. As Brown came in high and fast on that last play. And we see Bork coming out for the Mountaineers. And Megan Moore heading in. As Larissa Rivard will probably get that leg checked out. And a knee, I think it impacted just above her knee on the thigh area.
She's going to go take a rest on the bench for now.
Reset, guys, reset.
And here comes Cambrian down the court against this tight Mohawk defense.
Mohawk set up in their zone right now. Cambrian looking to pass inside.
And Mohawk collapsing on that, not able to stop the shot from Chantel Thomas. And Portia Hewitt. Wasn't sure if that one was going to go in or not for her, and she could see the suspense on her face.
Shot clock winding down once again against Cambrian here. They fire up a three off the mark.
And we see the first offensive rebound by Kayla Odorizzi, and she's yelling at the Golden Shield right now to make something happen. Could have another shot clock.
Golden Shield
violation.
attempting to run a play here, and we haven't seen many from them. There's been a lot of standing around on offense, and Odorizzi is playing really tough right now. But she gets called for the travel, and the basket will not count.
Unfortunately, a great effort by the Shield there. And we have Carly Dugan going in for Kayla Odorizzi. Good recovery there by Victoria Bishop. Trying to get something going for the Shield here. 3 minutes left.
Good block there from Portia Hewitt. She leads the fast break now, able to track down the ball.
And just out of bounds before the pass goes off. Had a little too much on that pass from Carissa Brown.
Mohawk with the rebound. Anna Bork might want to slow it down a little bit here and run some clock. Natalie Fisher. Chris Brown drives to the basket. In traffic. And she commits a foul after misfiring on the layup.
We have 2:12 left in the last quarter of this game, and the Mountaineers with an incredible lead, 75-26.
They're going to have to feel nothing other than really confident heading into tomorrow's matchup.
That's right. I mean, this has kind of been a different second half for them, given a little more of a defensive effort from Cambrian, but still Mohawk able to accommodate the increased defensive coverage.
And Brown battles for the rebound and gets her team another possession here.
Mohawk still making those little mistakes, though, and it was something we talked about in the first half, and we thought that that may have led to Cambrian being able to take control of this game early, but.
And a nice find there from Brown. Just off the mark, but Mohawk still has the ball. And even though the Mountaineers have this huge lead, they've still been playing really tough. Nice cut there.
And you see that speed from Allison DiLorenzi, and she's just running circles around everyone.
That was a nice spin move, too, to the basket.
Great rebounds here by Cambrian. 2 or 3 great chances from Chantel Thomas and Megan Moore. Chantel Thomas missing that, and we see Victoria Bishop here nursing what looks like a banged up thumb on her left hand. She's had a great game so far tonight.
And it's
for
been
Cambrian.
It's been a really balanced effort from this entire Mountaineers team. As we've mentioned, they've got a lot of depth and a lot of players seeing minutes in this game here.
That's right, and Caitlin Fisher just knocking that out of bounds now, breaking up the play for Cambrian.
Three-pointer off the mark from Cambrian. Now we're under a minute to go here.
And DiLorenzi with that recovery and that speed.
Good cut to the basket there. That's a good play. Chris Brown just missed the layup.
Brown just put a little too much on that. I think it was carrying a lot of momentum from her initial speed, driving to the basket. Cambrian taking possession. And the Mountaineers ladies are all smiles right now as this game's winding down. And I mean, how could you not be after a performance like this tonight?
Mountaineers looking to wind this game down now.
And we see the depth. There's literally not anyone on the Mohawk bench that hasn't played, pardon me, any less than 5 minutes tonight.
That shot there extends the lead to 53 for the Mountaineers. Final seconds winding down now. Mohawk secures the rebound, and they will dribble it out.
And that is it. Final 79-26 for Mohawk against the Cambrian Golden Shield here tonight.
And the Mountaineers team will improve to 3-1 on the season.
That's right, and I'm sure the Mohawk Mountaineers women's team are in high spirits right now. And we see the men's team beginning to take the court, also in high spirits. They're coming in at 2-1.
And really a dominant performance there from the women's Mountaineers team. They come away with a 79-26 victory against Cambrian. They improved to 3-1 on the season. And we have some replays from the game that just happened here.
That's right, and we can see, I'm going to call them Mohawks Browntown, the Karina and Carissa Brown sisters.
And what can Brown do for you?
That's right, I mean, so many turnovers forced by the two of them tonight.
And Natalie Fisher had some key outside shots as well.
Fisher had an outstanding game from the outside tonight. And we see solid defensive effort from Cambrian there. And again, one half of our Browntown with that three. And we see Boric there. And really we have another game tomorrow from Cambrian again, so these girls are going to be facing off again right here at the D-Bark yet again, and we see Bork with a great three there.
Yeah, they'll see each other again tomorrow, and hopefully for Cambrian the result will be a little bit different.
That's right, Kyler, and I think that the Mohawk girls are going to be in high spirits for tomorrow. And I think that this was a really positive game for them, and it wasn't just that they were playing exceptional, they were playing really well tonight as well.
Yeah, it'll really build their confidence going forward. And coming up next, we have the men's Mountaineers team facing off against Cambrian's men's squad.